The time is at hand.
From Williamson, West Virginia, the gateway to the crackheads. This is In Dark Places. I'm glad you're here. I've got some Appalachian UFO reports for you today from the month of February 2026. I've always done these by like quarters of every year, and I had tons of them for the last quarter of 2025. So I was thinking, well, I want to start doing it monthly so there won't be so many. And lo and behold, there's only 3 Appalachian UFO reports for February. So I might rethink that strategy. I don't know. These are actual UFO reports as reported by actual people to the National UFO Reporting Center, hosted by Peter Davenport. And thanks as always, Peter, for all your hard work. Go check out the National UFO Reporting Center website. Got tons of great research on there. The Appalachian Mountains stretch all the way from New York all the way down into parts of Mississippi. I live in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia, and I kind of like looking at these reports. This first report comes from Bulls Gap, Tennessee, February 1st at 9:28 p.m. There was a craft zipping back and forth from northeast to southwest. The craft went over a mountain, back and forth. It was not a drone. Excessive speeds, a brilliant white color, zipped off into the sky straight above after back and forth a few times. Newfield, New York, February 2nd, 9 p.m. First looked like a circular object with green and red luminosity, then seemed to change to horizontal object, not a plane, stationary. Bright light, looked closer with binoculars, had multiple colors with red, green, bluish, clear, white. Observed a few nights in a row, one night changing from circular to horizontal, then back to circular. Observed a few nights in a row, one night changing from circular to horizontal, then back to circular. Observed for 15 to 20 minutes last night with no change in shape, just stationary. Byhalia, Mississippi, February 7th at 6:15 p.m. My fiancé and I were driving, and he leaned forward, looking up, so I did the same. He said, "What is that?" And I had no idea. We had time to take a good look, approaching, and this light was bright. I cannot stress that enough. I thought possibly it was a helicopter, but it was just far too bright, and it was just not making sense as we got closer. I rolled my window down and looked up at it directly above the car. It was difficult to even comprehend what I was seeing. It was a triangle hovering low, as in stationary and not moving at all above us. There were lights at each corner and not flashing like a plane. I looked up at it for enough time to really take it in, and what was baffling was that there was nothing to take in. I did not see any form of seams or identifying information. No wings, no engine or propulsion methods visible, and zero sound. It was silent. Of course, I am screaming to stop the car, and he does not do so. But I have him turn around, and it was just gone. I'm so glad someone else saw it with me, so I don't feel like I have lost my mind. I could not distinguish if it was metallic or anything. It was just dark gray, almost like a void of color. Not shiny at all. The actual object and the 3 lights were not visible until looking up underneath the object. The entire time we were moving toward it, all we saw was a huge bright white light. It felt like it was pointing right at us, but incredibly hard to tell. It was just right over my head, suspended, and I cannot understand how it was silent. Just a surreal experience all around. We turned on a parallel road to Highway 78 and backtracked, and it was gone. It was relatively flat and had no sign in any direction of object. No noise, like something leaving, just nothing. I crawled and stood on top of our SUV. That's how unbelievable the entire thing was. In regards to its size, this is hard for me to reference because I have zero background in judging distance in the sky, but I will give my best estimate. It was low, but above the tree line, possibly twice as tall as the trees or a bit further up. but not much. I am estimating using the points of reference with trees and house size in this report because that is what I am familiar with, and I want to give the best answer I can. As far as we know, we did not miss any time, and there was no other aircraft or objects close by in the sky. Just the craziest thing by far that's ever happened, and I wish I had a photo, but did not even think of it until afterward. And that's the way it goes. You don't do it. You're just caught in the moment you want to see it. But that is all of the February Appalachian UFO reports. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate you. I'll see you next time. God bless.